This is Bobby C. reporting from MetLife Stadium, where Odell Beckham Jr. and the New York Football Giants took one step further towards running the table. OBJ thinks the Giants can win out. He was spectacular in a victory against the Niners on Monday Night Football. The Giants went back-to-back as he has another great game, this time against Tampa.
I just know that we're playing better, and I just love to see these guys in here after the game with smiles on their faces, and we just put it all together. So it's always a lot more fun when you win.
If it wasn't OBJ, it was Saquon Barkley on the ground. Barkley, 142 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
We're executing. We're finishing games, we're finishing drives, and that's what we weren't doing in the first half of the season. We're in almost every single game that we played, but we weren't executing. Coach put up a highlight reel of the plays that we just missed, and that's how close we were, and that's how close we know we are. And these last 2 games, we're able to do the opposite of that.
The rookie running back also added a score in the air. And don't forget second-year tight end Evan Engram, who added 66 yards receiving. Let's talk about the offense's performance today and how good this team is feeling right now after another big win.
We played lights out today. We started fast. We got our playmakers the ball, and we did an amazing job blocking up front. The O-line had control of the game and had control of the line of scrimmage the entire game. Tight ends, we had our blocking packages in. Everybody was doing their job. And so when we start fast and do that and play complementary football, we score a lot of points, and that happened today.
It took 700 days for the Giants to post back-to-back wins. A monster afternoon for rookie running back Saquon Barkley helped open the passing game for a near-perfect Eli Manning. It was a career day for Barkley, more on the running game in the C list. It was great to see Big Blue get that dub. Now the road gets a little harder for Manning and the Giants, who somehow remain alive in the playoff picture in the crowded NFC East. Dallas won on Sunday and has a chance to take control of the division, but the 3-7 Giants can make things interesting with a victory in Philadelphia next Sunday. The 3-7 Jets, meanwhile, will have their hands full with 7-3 New England Sunday at MetLife Stadium. That game kicks off at 1 p.m., and our BronxNet cameras, of course, will be in the building. Monday Night Football features 2 9-1 teams. Kansas City and the LA Rams square off tonight. That game kicks at 8:15. While that matchup certainly boasts 2 legit Super Bowl contenders, don't overlook those New Orleans Saints, which I praised in this space several weeks back. Alvin Kamara's comments to Bleacher Report over the summer when he said the Saints would have to, could beat the out of the Philadelphia Eagles had they met in the playoffs last season were revisited again this past weekend. Kamara's comments don't look so crazy now. New Orleans treated the Eagles like an FCS non-conference opponent. The Saints are on an absolute roll, and they pummeled Philadelphia 48-7. The 41-point loss is the largest ever by a defending Super Bowl champion. The Eagles lost 3 games all last season by a combined 27 points. Not sure how this will play into next weekend's matchup with the Giants. Could be a positive or a negative. The Browns had a bye week this week, but still made headlines. They were rumored to have interest in interviewing perhaps the most unconventional head coaching candidate ever. Browns general manager John Dorsey said last week that he was open to hiring a woman as Cleveland's next head coach, and one prominent name is on the top of the team's wish list. The Browns would like to interview former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice for the job, a league source told ESPN. If the Browns follow through on it, Rice would become the first woman to interview for an NFL head coaching job. Note, I say unconventional because she's an American political scientist and diplomat, not a woman. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. LeBron James scored 51 points Sunday in the Los Angeles Lakers' 113-97 win over the Miami Heat, marking James's first victory in Miami since leaving the Heat franchise in 2014. He also became just the 5th player in league history to score 50-plus points with 3 different franchises. Keeping it on the NBA hardwood, the New York Knicks fell to Orlando 131-117 despite 32 points from Tim Hardaway Jr. In NHL action, the Islanders fell to the Dallas Stars 6-2. That's their first home loss of the regular season. The New Jersey Devils got tripped up by the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1. The Rangers will skate tonight in Dallas. Puck drops at 7. In college hoops, freshman Jalen Cobb scored a career-high 16 points, and his layup beat the buzzer to send Fordham to a 70-69 victory over Columbia Sunday in the Johnny Bach Classic in the Bronx. Mike Smith hit 2 free throws with 13 seconds left to give the Lions a 69-65 lead, but a three-pointer with 8 seconds left pulled the Rams within a point and set the stage for Cobb's game winner. A last-second steal gave Cobb that chance to be the hero. Nick Honor paced Fordham with 17 points and 5 assists. They are 4-1 to start the season. From NASCAR, Joey Logano is a Cup Series champion. Logano took the lead from Martin Truex Jr. with 12 laps to go. Logano sailed his car around Truex and drove away by over a second in just 4 laps. He kept the cushion for the rest of the race and easily cruised to that win Sunday at Homestead to become the 2018 Cup Series champion. The 28-year-old Logano had raced for 2 previous titles in NASCAR's final race winner-take-all format. He hadn't won it either time. He had his best shot in 2016, but was caught up in a late restart with Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, of course, ended up winning the title. Now, the title is all Logano's. Notre Dame defeated Syracuse 36-3 in the Shamrock Series at Yankee Stadium. It did not live up to the top college football game of the weekend. Fordham also held on to win its season finale at Bucknell, while Ohio clipped Maryland 52-51 in overtime. I would say that shootout game was the best of the weekend, in my opinion. Ohio State looked good. Michigan will face Ohio State this Saturday in their continued rivalry. The Heisman conversation is starting to heat up. Only a few weeks away from the announcement, and I don't think there's a clear-cut winner at the moment. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for the key to the Giants' win on Sunday. Say what you want about teams that win the Super Bowl. I realize quarterbacks are the toast of the NFL, but we are seeing great teams lean on their running backs in tonight's Monday Night Football game, the showdown, of course. For example, you'll see the high-powered Rams feature Todd Gurley, an MVP candidate, while the Kansas City Chiefs showcase Kareem Hunt in the backfield. Dallas doesn't win on Sunday without Zeke Elliott. In fact, the Cowboys looked dead 2 weeks ago. Zeke has breathed new life into their offense by shouldering the load. The same could be said for Saquon Barkley. That was a picture of him you just saw. It has finally come full circle for the rookie running back in New York, finishing with 142 rushing yards on 27 carries. Barkley was leaned on heavily in Sunday's 38-35 victory over the Tampa Bay Bucks. An explosive outing, a career day like this isn't out of the ordinary for Barkley. However, this time he proved his ability to be between the tackles where the Giants needed him most on Sunday. In the first half of the year, we witnessed Barkley elect to bounce runs outside for losses when he was given a hole for a 3 to 4 yard gain. This frustrated everyone, including Saquon. Sunday, Barkley chose to put his head down and trust the lanes that were given to him. If Barkley runs like this, the Giants offense could score 30-plus points more often. But Manning has shown with time in the passing game that he can make plays downfield. Maybe OBJ isn't drinking the Kool-Aid after all. Can the Giants win out? Hit me up at The Voice, Bobby C, and share your thoughts on social media. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.